Hey, welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. It is April 13th, 2020, and today is 444, astrology numbers, April 4th. So April is 4, 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 2020, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 is a 4. So that's 444. And I myself have a great relationship with 444 in that I see it all the time. That and 1111 and 1234 and 0225, which has its own meaning, which if Dear Twin Flame is paying attention, he knows the meaning of that. But I do see it all the time, which is crazy. Angels and guides working to give us messages through numbers. Anyway, today is a 444 portal. It is, like I said, a special number for me. I see it all the time. My son was born on 444. My grandfather was born on 444. He was April 13th, 1921, I believe. Anyway, 444, big numbers in my world. And it is supposed to be an activation of energy today, which we've been having repeated waves of over the last little while. So I'm keen. Bring it on. All the good. I love 444. So I'm hoping this is going to be a shift energy that will, just let the blessings and gratitude flow. That's what I'm hoping for. So yay for that. I hope it brings only good to you as well, you and yours. Happy Easter. I didn't get to post that. Yesterday was Easter. Today's Easter Monday, although I guess it doesn't really mean much anymore in the world. You're either isolated or you're working, so whatever. Happy Easter. I hope your day or your weekend was good, that you had found some positives in it, and that you were treated well. It was an interesting weekend here. Not the typical weekend, obviously. We're in isolation, so all my family gatherings were not. My ex did show up to spend some time with the kids, which was fine, but he's gone now, which is fine too. Yeah, it's a weird relationship. It's not really, when I think about it though. I'm really lucky because even though we aren't married well when we are together, that is not how our relationship does not work well in that regards. But we've been friends since I was 16, so we can be friends. We can be good friends. We call each other out on our crap when we're friends. We can laugh together when we're friends. Unfortunately, it just never translated into marriage, so that's fine. Anyway, he was around to spend time with the kids, but has gone back to work now, so we are on our own again, which again has been fine for us. Honestly, we're good with this whole isolation shit. I miss being able to go and see my family, and I miss being able to go to the beach. I miss being able to go to the beach. It's just, I know how to ground myself at home, and I have been doing that regularly, but I love the water, and I love Lake Huron. And since I can't go to an ocean, Lake Huron's my big go-to, and since that's been shut down, I'll admit that's my sacrifice. That's my sacrifice for this isolation period. So, Dear Twin Flame, go down and get a water fix for me so that I can feel that energy. That would be awesome if you could do that for me. Anyway, what did I do? Oh, yesterday we did the whole Easter egg hunt. Kids had a blast, way too much candy. I ended up actually going to London because a friend of mine, actually a friend of ours, I suppose, Dear Twin Flame, because you know her as well. Anyway, her mom has been making masks for people to go out in the world, reusable masks, like washable homemade masks. The catch with hers, or the bonus with hers, I suppose, is that hers have a special lining in it of it's the material that people use for washable, like what's the word, washable diapers, like like cloth diapers. So they moisture wick. They don't let moisture through either way. So when they're in the mask, what we're breathing out isn't going out into the atmosphere, and what people are breathing isn't coming into us. So that's cool. So she had a bunch made so that we are a little bit safer when we go out in the world. Not that we're going out, but when I go out for groceries, or if, God forbid, anything happened that we needed to go, to the hospital or whatever, we have, I didn't dry my hair today, so it's gone all cray. Anyway, sorry. We just have an extra layer of protection, so that's good. It makes me feel a little bit better about, no, excuse me, tired. Actually, I'm not. It's just, it's that rhythm of your world is slowed right down, and yeah, it gives me the yawns. Anyway, I drove to London yesterday. Crazy how many people were out on the road. Crazy. It was shocking. And then I mentioned because, yes, I drove to London, but it was just me in the car. These are like cars full of people. And I'm like, where are people going? And I had somebody else tell me that Goddard area is like crazy with cottagers. What the hell are people thinking? Like, stay home. Weren't we told to stay home? And they're all out in the community and shopping and putting others at risk. I don't understand people. I really don't. Like, just sit your asses at home. I know it's not always good at home, but even if you can stay on your property, go to your corner, go to your basement, go to your wherever you got. Find your space, close the door, whatever, but stay put. Stay put. Yeah, so anyway, I went to London. There's a point to me telling you all this. So I went to London, and I find when I'm in the car, I don't have a lot of distractions or things going on in my world, and then things calm down and things get quiet because, of course, no one was with me. Got the radio going, singing my tunes. I find I get a lot more signs from spirit. I get a lot more like, hey, have you thought about this recently? And bugs me because most of the time it's about you. So yes, I saw a truck that looked like yours. No, it's not your truck, even without seeing the person, but it's just enough of a look-alike that it reminds me of you. And it's crazy how many of those trucks I see. But yeah, so it's like, hey, have you thought about him lately? I'm like, crap, I don't want to sit in that. I just don't want to sit in that. My life is good. I'm busy. I'm doing things. I'm happy, and it's not that. I just don't. Anyway, I try not to dwell on you. Sorry, but I don't. Or I do. I do try not to dwell on you, because who's got time for that? I mean, I don't want to be miserable, and I don't want to be all woe is me, and I just don't find that healthy. So I'd rather sit in where I am and be in my present moment and love the things that are in my life and fill my time with positive instead of worrying about you all the time. Not that I don't feel you, I do, but I try to just send you love and light and hope that you get the energy you need and carry on. But I don't let it rattle around in my brain all the time. That can be debilitating, and that's not cool. I did for a while because I was really hurt, but I don't do that anymore. It's not how I want to be. So anyway, when I go on my car rides, I tend to get a lot of signs, like driving. Oh, I went on a road trip once with a friend, driving by, and I was kind of in La La Land, and he was talking about something, and he mentioned his boss, whose name is Greg, and he's like, Greg says, and I was like, it kind of came out of my daydream, and I'm like, what? And he's like, Greg says, and as he's saying Greg, I look over there, and there's your last name on some road, and I was like, how does that work? I don't understand. Anyway, yesterday was the same. So there's your name here, or there's your name there, and I'm like, whatever. It's just anyway. So lots of those messages on my way to London, and I went to London, and I just kind of, yes, okay, I recognize, send him love and light, and yeah. Anyway, I was coming home, and I was like, you know what, if we're gonna play this game of messages from Spirit, let's just ask some questions. So I was like, okay, Spirit, what did I write? I wrote it all down because it was so crazy how they just was like, oh, you're listening? Here, let me tell you. So I said, so the other thing that happens when I'm driving is songs come up, and they either remind me of you, or they sound like what I would want to say to you, or here's the catch, I never know if it's what I hope you would want to say to me, or if it's actually what you would say to me. So I was driving, and I was listening to these songs, and I was in a country mood, so I had country station on, which I don't usually do, but I was in the mood, and it was a nice sunny blue sky day, so yeah. Anyway, I said to Spirit, okay, Spirit, if you want to deliver some messages, using the radio, using the next song, tell me how he feels about this, how my twin flame feels about our relationship. And the very next song, like that, it was on a commercial, and then the very next song was Nobody But You. Are you serious? I was like, crap. So I'll read you some of the lyrics. I wrote them down because it was just too whatever. And I wasn't listening to all of the songs because I kind of got wrapped up in the holy crap, that was just a song. Anyway, but I'll give you some of the lines. Or you know what? Just look it up. It's by Blake Shelton. It's called Nobody But You. It's like, I don't want to live without you. I don't want to even breathe. I don't want to dream about you. I want to wake up with you next to me. I don't want to go down any other road now. I don't want to love anybody but you. Looking in your eyes now, if I had to die now, I don't want to love anybody. I don't want to love nobody but you. No, and I'm like, well then. Seriously? So I was like, okay. I was kind of in shock. I was like, confirm, like, really, like, this, it's almost too good to be true. So is this really the truth? This is how he feels about me. And the next song on the radio was Woman Amen, which basically is like, it says, she gives me faith, she gives me grace, she gives me hope, she gives me strength, she gives me love without end, thank God for this woman, amen. And I was like, oh. Okay, so, and then I think, is this really happening? I'm so, and I'm getting chills every time I'm like, is this really happening? I get chills. Even now, I'm getting chills. Like, it's my confirmation, which it gives me hope that this way we're living isn't how it's going to be always, that something will bring us back together, whether it's in a friendship relationship or a romantic relationship. It doesn't matter. I just miss having you in my world. So to have Spirit confirm that your higher self feels this way about me was just like overwhelming waves of great gratefulness and hope and yeah. So I was like, okay, well, if we're having this conversation, if this is true, if this is really how he feels about me, why doesn't he come forward? Why doesn't he talk to me? Why doesn't he reach out and communicate in some form or fashion? Why is it chirping crickets? Why is it radio silence? And the very next song that came on was Beer Never Broke My Heart. I was like, seriously? So he'd rather not do the work, drown himself in beer or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. It's easier not to do the work and to just drown your sorrows, whether it's actually physically drowning your sorrows or just avoiding whatever. I get it. It's a fear of being hurt again. It's a fear of what that actually looks like. It's a fear of dealing with the crap that you're in or whatever. I don't know. Because I don't really 100% know where you're at anymore. It's been a long time. But from what I feel and the messages I get, I feel like it's just fear of being hurt again. So I'll just say this. I have no anger towards you. I have no hurt towards you. I can't even explain how different my approach to all relationships, whether it's relationships with my kids, my friends, my family, the ones I hope to love or whatever in the future. My intention would never, ever, ever be one to hurt. I only want what's best for you, what's best for me, what's best for anyone I care about. So please don't be afraid of me. If I'm one of the things you're afraid of, please don't be afraid of me. Please don't. Anyway, so then I've just written all the lyrics down because it was just amazing. It made me feel so much better. And then, so then I said, excuse me. So then I asked Spirit, is there something that I'm doing that is there something that I need to work on to help this really this block in our communication? Is there something that I can work on? Because that's one of the things I'm always looking for, how I can do better. And it played Her World or Mine, and basically it talks to the fear that I hold, that I'm having a really hard time letting go of, and that is the fear that all of what I believe is in my head, and that really truly you don't want to have anything to do with me, that you've moved on. And so some of the words in this one is one of us has moved on, one of us got stuck, one of us is drinking just for fun, one of us is drinking to get drunk, one of us sleeps good, and one of us hates to face the night. Just depends if you're talking about her world or mine. There's a number on a phone that one of us erased. You erased. And I know why you erased, but you still did it. There's a late night, can we try again, call one of us wants to make. Okay, well, yeah, that would be me. Full confessions, that would be me. One of us can't even think about being in another's arms, and and then there's a car in the drive that stays all night where one of us used to park. That doesn't really well, I mean, I can't think about being in anyone else's arms because I just don't understand how I could move on in a relationship with anybody knowing that my soul is connected to someone else. We've already talked about this as a whole other thing, but it says one of us still has our picture taped on the dash. So there's your picture. Not on my dash, but in my book. One of us took it and threw it in the trash. So I don't know. Did you throw all the pictures of us away? I don't know. One of us doesn't notice when the radio plays that song. One of us breaks down and has to pull over when it comes on. Well, that's what all this whole car ride was about. Like, I don't know. Does the radio remind me or remind you of me as much as it reminds me of you? I don't know. Like, those are my questions. One of us breaks down and yeah, it's that fear that everything that I fear or everything that I feel, you hold in the complete opposite way. Like you and I know it's a fear I thought I let go of, and then I heard this song and I started crying. So yes, maybe subconsciously, and now not so subconsciously, I have that fear that this is all just one-sided. But then I have these messages from Spirit that confirm otherwise, and the best I can do is trust my gut and say your higher self, at the very least, believes in this connection as much as I do, or trusts in it, knows it. Anyway, that was my day yesterday. So today with the 444 portal, I am going to try my best to have faith in Spirit, have faith in the universe's plan, that the contract that we signed as twin flames. I'm just going to let it be and trust that everything's in divine order, that this is the way it's supposed to be, and what will be, and when you're ready, when we're both ready, I guess, that shift will happen, whether it's in this lifetime or the next. There's there's my biggest downfall. I am not a patient person. I feel like I've been better, but the idea of having to wait for this reunion, whatever it looks like, until another lifetime, breaks my heart. It makes me really sad to think that the time we had was all that we're going to have, and that it ended in such a traumatic fashion, because I think we both deserve better. Well, no, I know we both deserve better than how things have turned. We both deserve better. So, anyway, yay. It's getting to be a really long one again. So, here's my thing. I really like making these videos because I like feeling like I get to talk to you. But I'm trying right now to weigh out whether or not I need to stop in order to move the whole connection forward, or if me doing this is causing us to be stuck. I haven't got any guidance on that. I was guided to reach out like this. I was guided to speak my truth. I don't know. Anyway, if I don't record in the next little while, that could be the reason. Please know that it is not because I don't want to. It is not because I don't want this connection. It is not it's not a push you away type of thing. The complete opposite. It's my attempt to work us closer together. I really don't know. I really don't know what I need to do. I'm hoping for some confirmation and I'm not getting it. I'm not receiving it. So we'll see. I guess I'll just leave it as set your notifications, like my channel, subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications so that if I do choose to record again, you'll be notified. Yeah, that probably won't work in your world, but I can hope. And if I don't, know that it's because I'm trying to do whatever I need to do to bring us closer together, I guess. And again, I just want to reiterate over and over and over again, it's really the connection I'm looking for. I'm not trying to put any expectations on you romantically. I'm not trying to put any expectations on you financially by any means. I'm just trying to figure out how to bring you back into my world in a physical sense. Whatever that looks like, I would be grateful for text messages. I would be grateful for an email. I would be grateful for a comment on any of these videos. I would be grateful for any walking up and, well, maybe not knocking on my door. We are in isolation, although I might let you in. If you showed up, I'd probably let you in. So if you need to self-isolate, we have space. You're more than welcome. We have food because, I got in trouble from the lady after I did grocery shopping the other day for hoarding. And I'm not hoarding, I'm just trying to feed a family of too many. If you need somewhere to stay, we got this space. Any type of two-way communication is all that video chats, anything, I'll take anything. And I know that sounds really desperate, but that's really all I'm like, that it's anyway, holy cow, coming up to half an hour on this one. Sorry about that. I'm sure that can't be easy to watch for a half hour of me talking to myself. Anyway, if I record again, I hope you see it. If I don't, please understand I'm trying to do whatever Spirit guides me to do to move us closer to some kind of communication. So, two-way conversation, not just me talking to an iPad in my basement. Yeah. So until next time, or not. No, I don't want to hang up. Okay. Until we meet again, whatever that looks like, whether it's another video or whether it's some other form. Dear Twin Flame, you are loved and you are missed.